Hi, I'm Margie Schmidt. I've been in this business since 1925. We are Schmidt's Candy Store, located in Woodhaven on Jamaica Avenue, for 85 years.
How did you inherit the business?
It was my grandfather who started it back during the Depression in 1925, 1926. We're not quite sure because no one's around to tell us. And my grandfather raised 6 children living upstairs during the Depression. His 3 sons each served in the war and then came back. One took over this store, and 2 other uncles opened each other store 10 blocks in each direction. But this is the only one that has maintained its longevity. After my father took it over from his father, we, as children, all worked here during all the holidays. You had to put 12 lollipops in a bag, put eyes and bows on bunnies. So I learned to like it. I went off to college. I went off and thought about what was out there in the big world. I always worked here part-time. As my father got older and sickly, I helped out more and more. Then I realized I would go for my master's in business, and then I decided to take it over after my father passed to help my mother run the business, also including an MBA into it. But we still make things all the old-fashioned way, and that I took over from my father and from his father.
Was this your ideal thing to do?
My ideal thing to do would be sitting on the Caribbean island, but this was close. Yes, I chose to go into it with my eyes open. It's a tough market out there. It's a luxury item in a blue-collar, working-class immigrant neighborhood that it always has been. It's a tough business. Being self-employed has its benefits, yet it is a lot of challenging opportunities. But end of the day, you have to report to yourself and do all the extra work.
How long have you been in the business for?
One might argue too long. However, I have had the business for 30 years. This year is my anniversary that it's officially mine. But I have been working in it 50 years.
What do you enjoy the most about working here?
July and August when I'm closed. That's a pretty good perk. No, I actually do like people. And of course, being in retail, you get to know a lot of your customers. Maybe not by name, but you know they have a grandchild, and you know the man is the raspberry jelly man, and who's the dark mint man. And I enjoy talking to people, and when I'm done with talking to them, I move them along. But I like the retail aspect of it. I'm not stuck behind a desk. I don't think I could do that.
So do you enjoy being your own boss, basically?
Yes, I do. It's a lot of hard work, but I do enjoy being my own boss. Yes.
You said your candy is handmade, so what is the process of handmade candy?
Well, we do all the hand dipping here, as you see, and the candy itself, the centers, the caramel, the marshmallow, the creams, the jellies. I have a factory is pushing it. We have a workroom downstairs with an old-fashioned stove and the big copper kettles like a witch's brew, and the candy is made down there, as I said, using Grandpa's recipes. And it's all, I hate the word natural, but it's all natural ingredients. Butter crunch is butter, sugar, corn syrup, water, and then rolled in chocolate, and then rolled in nuts. And it's all handmade, hand cut, hand stirred, hand dipped, and then put into a box. And it is a labor of love, absolutely. Things can be made like those jelly rings. You buy them in all those bodegas and superettes, and they're just really quite awful. The main ingredient in them is sugar, because if you hold them up to the light, you will see that you can almost see through them. They're translucent, whereas my raspberry jelly is made with a heavy puree, and it's very expensive. You pay for what you get. It's a beautiful, heavy-duty raspberry puree, heavy with seeds and true flavor. So when I use it in my batch of raspberry jellies, it gives a deep raspberry flavor rather than just a sweet, sugary item. So it's all about ingredients, and we're trying to hold on using better ingredients so that they taste good. See that now, I still have a few good more years in me. I still have a younger teenager to support for school for the next 8 years. So I envision myself here till my mid-60s, and then I hope to retire If one of the children take it over, that would be great. Will it be a business that I could sell to somebody? A little tricky because it is so physical, and I don't see, the next generation looking to work that hard. They're used to more and more sedate behind computers, so I don't really know who would come out to want to buy a business where it is so demanding and toxic on the body. I'm in the back room, there's no heat, wear 2 and 3 sweatshirts working with the chocolate, and downstairs then the same way when you're over a hot stove, but it's very, you're sweating and you're pulling, and when you make, like caramel, it's constant stirring and cutting. So if I get to the point where in my late 60s and if I'm retiring, it will be sad if and when the store closes down, but again, if my children take it over or somebody who comes into the business and wants to do it to keep it going would be just lovely by me.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Michael.